How's everybody doing today? It's late, I know, we're at 4 o'clock. I'm what's keeping you from happy hour right now. That's okay, we'll get you there. And in the meantime, we'll have some fun at it, all right? Okay, so my name is Kevin. I am a product manager at Tableau. I've been there a very long time, pre-Salesforce. So I've seen a lot happen. So I manage Databricks as a partner. So we've done some awesome things this year with them, and I'm going to tell you about them. I also manage our Tableau developer relations group. So I'm very excited about managing one of the best communities in data, the Tableau community. How many people use Tableau, have Tableau? Yeah, that's about right. Good, that's great. How many people have caught up with things that happened at Tableau conference a month ago? Okay, all right, that's good. Okay, so I got some things to share. That's fun. My story with Tableau is, did anyone from Seattle? Has everyone been to Seattle? Okay. Along where Tableau used to, or where we are, down in Fremont, where we call the center of the universe, not California Fremont, but Seattle Fremont, we were right along the canal, and I would walk the canal, and I'm like, what's that sparkly building? And found out that sparkly building is Tableau. And drawn to it, I was, other than a cool location and wanting to work right on the water, I fell in love with the mission of helping people see and understand data. I'm sure a lot of you have that same passion. That's why you're here. And it's stuck with me for a very long time. But before we get into the fun things, don't make purchasing decisions based on those forward-looking things that we hear here. Or drinking, because we talked about that a little earlier. But now that the lawyers are off my back, so this is our vision, the Salesforce Databricks partnership vision. Salesforce customers too. We have Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, a couple people. All right, great, fantastic. So our partnership vision encapsulates 3 different areas, okay? So zero copy integrations, where we're building, have anyone heard of Data Cloud, Salesforce Data Cloud, not Snowflake Data Cloud? Okay, cool. So we're building zero copy integration so we can bring data from Snowflake, from Salesforce Data Cloud into Databricks and vice versa, so bi-directional syncing. So that rich Salesforce data that everyone wants access to, we're making it very easy for you to get it into your data lake. So that's number 1. Number 2, bring your own model, bring your own LLM. Being able to bring these rich AI technologies into the data cloud from Databricks, right? The center of where a lot of your AI workloads are happening. And then finally, what this talk is about is analyzing your Lakehouse. So I will start off with a joke as we're talking about AI and AI. Who is using AI today? In production, it's happening, you're using it. All right, cool. My joke was, I'll steal it from the co-founder of Mosaic. It's like high school sex. Everyone's talking about it and no one's doing it. But we do have some people doing, that's great. It's moving quickly, so here we go. We see data happening and analytics happening in 3 waves. The first one was this full service, where you had DBAs, you had only a few people looking at it. This is 20, 30 years ago. Small groups of maintaining, and not many people were using it. And then Tableau jumped onto the scene, right? Where we have full self-service, where we can drag and drop, we can access to more people in the business so that more of us are using data in our day-to-day jobs. And we see wave number 3 as this personalization of data, where data comes to you. It's contextual. You can use it in your day-to-day job. This is the 3rd wave that we feel we are in now. But not everyone is using data. It's still so hard to use data. And it wouldn't be a data conference if I wasn't throwing stats at you. So the data landscape is fragmented. Everyone go to the expo hall? Yeah, there's data providers everywhere, right? Fragmented. Data apps and here and there, and none of them are connected, or not very well at least. Number 2, people still don't trust their data. You heard from Databricks over and over again about Unity Catalog, governance. How many times you look at a data and be like, that's garbage, we don't know where that number came from. Number 3, 94% of leaders, 94% of the leaders that we surveyed feel like they're not getting the most out of their data. That is an incredibly high number and opportunity. And number 4, people today can't reuse what we built. So it really takes a long time to automate some of these things. So why is it so hard to be data-driven? And we're in the AI revolution now, right? So we see that a lack of impact, a lack of trust, a lack of adoption. We don't know how to trust this data. We can't find insights from it. We have so many applications at our disposal, but how can we know and trust that number, right? Was it computed accurately? Is it garbage in, garbage out? Second is, we want to turn that data into value. And again, that 70% number of how many leaders actually get the value and the return on their data. And they're feeling like they're not. And then third, we still have this issue with reach. How many people can actually use data? You are the small percentage of people in your organizations, I would argue, that are actually using data, but most of the org is not. So, how are we going to meet that challenge? Well, we're going to do that by empowering the analyst, ensuring a peace of mind, trust, security, and engaging the business user. And that is our vision at Tableau. And we're going to do that with an AI-first mindset. Oh, while still with the understanding of we help people see and understand data. Mission overall. So, let's get into the first part. How are we empowering data? And specifically, how are we doing with the Databricks? That's why you're probably all here. So at Tableau Conference this year, we announced an expanded partnership with Databricks, and very gracefully, and I thank the Databricks team, we have won BI Partner of the Year a couple times in a row now, so I'm very excited about that. Thank you for the Databricks team. We announced a one-click Tableau Cloud integration that I'll show you in a minute, allowing you to real-time find insights faster from your Databricks investment. And obviously, collaborate and explore with that data. So we announced Explore in Tableau, giving you the ability to seamlessly one-click from the Databricks platform right to Tableau Cloud. And I'm going to give you a demo of that in a few minutes. Allowing you to make data-driven decisions very quick. We think about it very ephemerally, right? We are not driving consumption from other different platforms, right? We're not a consumption company, right? So we want to be able to quick, find your analytics. So I'm in Databricks. I'm doing my pipelines. I've got tables. Boom. I can go drag and drop and see what I've gotten. Throw it away if you don't want it. Or commit it and share it to the rest of the org. We also just GA'd our Delta sharing connector. Anyone using Delta sharing? All right, that's kind of one. Okay. We just announced a connector for Delta sharing, allowing you to share data externally with also being governed and secured, controlled. So this really is about enabling external partners and third-party partners, or also business units that don't have the same Databricks environment, right? If you're a multinational organization, you have different compute strategies. Maybe you don't want the people over in EMEA or APAC using your own cluster, right? So this is the ability for you to connect with that data seamlessly right through Tableau. And we've been working on this our SQL connector in product since 2019. So we've had our connector, we've been using it for a very long time. It's across our entire product suite, Tableau Cloud, Tableau Server, Tableau Prep, Desktop, Cloud. And I put Databricks on a pedestal as they are one of our biggest partners using our connector SDK. So when we can iterate on our SDK, they go that much quicker. And they do that very quickly for you, our customers. And you can find that right within the Databricks Partner Console or right within Tableau. And so here are some of the future innovations that we're looking at with Databricks. Improvements to the SQL connector always happen. We're also working on a write to prep. Does anyone use Tableau Prep? Okay, a few people. So right now, there's no write to node for prep, but you can imagine connecting to disparate data sources with prep and then writing it into Databricks. Right, so using prep as your ETL or ELT to load it right into Databricks in the future. We're talking about catalog integrations, bringing that rich metadata from Tableau and the Unity catalog together bidirectionally. Talking about metadata, tags, lineage. We want all that richness in both places. And did anyone see the metrics service that you see delivered this week? We're going to be looking into that as well, bringing that metrics service layer right into Tableau. And we've got some future things coming up on that. And industry accelerators. We want you to get moving quicker, right? The blank canvas is tough. So I have an accelerator I can talk about in a second here that we got out right for the conference that I want you all to download. But retail, FinServe, we're gonna come up with some accelerators to get you working quicker. So that's what we got going on with Databricks. Now let's what's happening at Tableau and how we're empowering the analyst just within our product. So these are things we announced at Tableau conference this year, and by the raise of hands, I'm gonna inform you all of what it all is. So we announced an Einstein Copilot for Tableau, allowing you to better understand and get quicker access to data and rich visualizations right with natural language, right? We want you to be able to see and quickly get work done quick. Hey, I don't know what bar chart this is. What's this data going on? It answers questions right within the pane of your analytics. And that is coming to both the whole platform, Tableau Desktop and Tableau Cloud as well, Tableau Server products. Next up, we have a VizQL data service. Everyone hear what VizQL is? Yes, no, kind of. That's like what made, yeah. That's what made Tableau Tableau. The first initial research project coming out of Stanford was VizQL. That ability to drag and drop is that engine underneath. And what we've done is basically broken it apart with inside of the code base and allow you to connect to it and hit it from a REST API, which is amazing. So you can take advantage of the data models that you've built right within inside of Tableau and extend it out to things that you haven't done before, right? Google Sheets is one of the things that we're kind of thinking about in that respect, right? Can you imagine taking something and putting it into a data app? Some of the rich like metadata or the query and data language. And then next up, the Viz extensions. We've heard it for a long time, right? Tableau doesn't have these rich Viz chart types, right? We've had like 9 for 10 years. Now we're extending that out. We're allowing you to build your own chart types. We listened to you, we heard you. We have our partners allowing you to build, this is one of the first ones, so Sankey charts, yeah, people are excited, yeah, see? Graph chart types. D3, anything D3 chart types, you can bring it into Tableau now. It's awesome. I'm super excited about it. Shared dimensions, this is gonna be really exciting. So this is a visual language, a breaking up or an expansion of what are the noodle, as we call it, but the data model expanded. So you can think about it, shared dimensions is augmenting against the query semantics so that you can answer more questions with fewer data sources. And it's all about keeping you right in the flow of your data. Right, so you can think about the data model on the right here as we see with 4 sets of facts in a hypothetical retail chain here, okay? So you can see inventory is monitored within the warehouse and is tracked by dates, products, and suppliers. Marketing campaigns are related to inventory by some of the shared dimensions with dates and products. Sales transactions can also be related by dates, products, in addition to customers. And then support services related to facts by dates and customers. And these aren't joins. We're not joining all this data together. This is just the richness of Tableau, right? So it's fast, it's quick, and allows you to take these dimensions and move very quickly. Okay, so how are we addressing trust? How are we addressing security? Well, at Tableau, we have what's called an Einstein trust layer. And what I find is a little unique in the industry, I have not heard it yet. But what we are doing is allowing our customers to strip away some of this information, right? We don't know where this data is going. You don't know what model is consuming, right? And there's a trustworthiness of where this is going, right? So what we're doing internally at Salesforce and baking in all of our products is allowing to strip the PII from the prompts that you have using data masking tools and sensitive data processed by the LLM. Any generation from the models are scanned for toxicity and biased. They're audited for compliance. Finally, we're not going to store your data. It does not store it outside of Salesforce. And as soon as the external model has processed your prompt and the generation, will get forgotten. The data is not retained for any reason. Your data is yours. And there's knobs that you can tweak as a customer about what LLM you want to use. You won't want to use any of them at all, turn it off. You want to go to Anthropic? Go there. You want to go to OpenAI? Go there. It's something unique that I haven't seen in other areas. So inside of the Tableau product specifically, We are releasing Data Connect. So this is a big ask from one of our customers, or a lot of our customers, to connect to data on-prem, right? We're moving into the cloud. We want to be able to keep our data where we want it. So it's similar to Tableau Bridge, for those of you familiar with this, but allowing you to connect to private data in a SaaS-like experience, remotely operated, monitored, in a streamlined solution to connect to that on-premise data. And it's for our Tableau Cloud customers that have on-premise data and want to leverage it without additional IT resources. And we GA'd that earlier this year. And for those who have been looking at moving to cloud, one of the big blockers has been managing sites. How many people have like hundreds of sites on Tableau servers and things like that? Yeah, okay. So Cloud Manager is going to help with that, right? Unblocking this need to scale and select different sites. We can allow you to optimize your licenses, user licenses, share them around more efficiently, with also ensuring compliance in regional areas. I'm very excited about things that we're doing in our cloud space. And then finally, engaging the business user. Did anyone heard of Tableau Pulse yet? Okay, we got a few. Good. So, what keeps people from using data? It's too hard. I don't have the skills. We're not curious enough, or they don't know what questions to ask. Maybe people don't have the incentive to use data to make decisions. Data isn't everywhere. They have to go to someone to ask what they want to do with it. Well, imagine if data was a place that you needed it right just in email and text. Imagine it being personalized and relevant, like Apple News. Or how about guided, like Apple Map or Google Maps, right? Giving you the questions that you want easily. So earlier this year, we GA'd what's called Tableau Pulse. And Tableau Pulse are small KPIs and metrics that give you contextual information about your business that you can share throughout your organization. And it's where you work. If you want to take pulses and send them into Slack, email, we're also coming out with a Teams integration as well. So I allow you to bring data all to where you work, right? Instead of coming into the Tableau platform. And what's better than getting this in a curated way, infusing where you want to work, and what a better use case to Gen AI to communicate these insights with AI, right? So we automatically detect, we generate insights, summarize that information for you in an on-demand exploration. And if you want to go and drill in and dig in a little deeper, you can. And I'm going to show you in a second. All right. Now that we've done all the talking and things, we all want to see what this can do, right? Demos are good? Yeah, all right, cool. All right. So, bear with me while I didn't take a shot to the demo gods because we didn't have a bar cart, guys, so I'm sorry, all right? But we'll see what we can do. Okay, am I sharing anything? No, not yet. We got display windows we gotta change, okay. Well, I get set up. Anyone with favorite announcement today? Just yell it out. No one had a favorite announcement. I asked it twice already. Photon on NVIDIA GPUs? Anything? Yeah? That was pretty neat. Let's do, can we mirror the display? Yeah. Okay, here we go. All right. So, we are in Databricks. Is this familiar for most people? Most people know this place? Okay, that's good. We're not in the wrong place. Okay, so this is Databricks. We know this. Most of us do. And so here we have, we're in the catalog, and we want to be able to see this. Most of us want to see how we got to our data, right? Most of the places I go to and I look at a dashboard, I'm like, what's going on here? How did we get here? What did this come from, right? We want to be able to trust where all this data came from. And so, here we are. I've created a database in Databricks, and you can see the TPC-DI. So this is a notebook that grabs benchmarking data and saturates the schemas and tables. And you can see here that I have Let's go to this guy. And you can see here is a table with company. Most of us have been in this place. We see AI suggestions with comments. We can kind of go see here. We'll accept those changes. That's fantastic. Imagine a world where we grab that and suck it into the Tableau catalog. Amazing. Okay. We also want to see these relationships, right? How did this get here? How do we trust this? Well, it came from this status type. It has a couple that we joined on, right? And then we have a whole bunch of columns that grabbed from this other place, the industry. And we could kind of see if we have good data hygiene and we are using our primary key and format or foreign keys, we can show how we got to this place. Okay, so we see metadata. We can also see lineage, right? We want to see the whole stack, how this got here. So here we go. This is how this table was formed. We can see the joins that we made, on what column types we've created, right? Awesome. And the lineage down to the actual column name. Fantastic. So we wanted to see how we got here. We do that, right? We want to have trust in how we did. And we can also see the tables that it's joined on, the workflows, the pipelines that it's using, or dashboards that it has. Okay, so we've figured out here that we can quickly see and where this piece of, where this table came from. Okay, and I'm going to a little bit smaller one here. I'm going to use this market history. And awesome, we can also see the richness of all the SQL that this generated to get to where we are today. So we're all baselined, how we got this data, where we came from, and now we want to do some analysis. So up in the top right corner here, you can see a couple of different options. We can open in Tableau Desktop, which means we download that TDS file. This exists today. We're moving data around. We don't all have desktop. That's not great. But with one button, well, maybe 2 or 3 clicks and one button. Demos don't fail me now. Boom. One click, I have a data model populated in Tableau, right? Speedy, keep you in the flow of the data. If I don't want it, I can get rid of it, okay? So it did format something a little bit strange for me. So I do want to create a quick calculated field in my data set. And I will do that on this date field that brought it in as an integer, which I had a hard time converting from a big integer to a date type. So if anyone has SQL skills, I'm open to help here. But here we go. Oop. Okay, great. I'm going to update. And we kind of broke out that date here, so we actually get an actual date. Okay. And there we go. We can drag, we can drop, we can do all the fun things that Tableau does. Fantastic. Here we go, month to date, and let's see the volume that we've been producing over the last years. Again, this is a benchmarking data, so there's not a lot of whole interesting things here, but you get the idea. And if we play around long enough, we can get things. That's not what we want. That's not what we want either. And if we play around long enough, so we're going to go over and we'll create a dashboard, right? That's what we want. Explore content. And this is a terrible viz. I am not a viz artist by any means of the imagination. And with pretty standardized data, we get a data source. Fantastic. Maybe someday. Someday we'll get a data source. Well, you know, it doesn't always work the way that you want it to in demos. Live demos here, people. Okay, so let's go back to Databricks. So that data was, again, it was fake data. We produced it. It was by a benchmarking data. Nothing was really real. But I wanted some up-to-date data. I wanted to analyze what the CRM stock was doing over the past quarters, right? We had a little dip a couple weeks ago with our earnings call, but I wanted to see what was going on. So with the power of Databricks and their amazing assistant, it helped me write a very simple Python script that basically dragged things from a public endpoint and grab dates and opens and highs and low points. This is awesome, okay? So I grab that, and what I can do here, again, is bring it into Tableau just the same way. And what I want to do with that is just create a published data source. So I grab this, and I create a published data source. In Tableau Pulse, all it needs is a published data source, which you've seen a lot of you as Tableau customers and users already. We've seen this before, so I'm going to go jump over to Tableau Pulse very quickly. So here we are in Tableau Pulse, and I published that data source, and it's called the CRM stock data, okay? So we can easily create a new Tableau Pulse. Has anyone seen this before, used it before? Okay, cool. A couple of people, that's great. Chris in the back, but you have to, right? And so we can play around with what the close date was, and we could select our fields that we want. So this is what let's go our high price of the day to be optimistic. We'll go our maximum, and we'll select our time fields. Fantastic. And quickly, we're just using that published data source and stock ticker of CRM. And quickly, I get a quick Tableau Pulse, which is great. Cool. And I can change this, I can adjust this, I can share this with my coworkers. I can see we're at 206 at the end of last week, or 246 at the end of last week. And I want to hit yes. And so we get an overview of what it's doing. And Tableau Pulse, at some point here, will tell me that Salesforce is very volatile. And I think it's the market outcome, not really Salesforce, but you get the idea. And you can kind of see these quick contextualized data points that we have, right? I want to share them with other people, share them out. If it changes too high or too low, Tableau Pulse is going to let me know. You can imagine these in being in your store manager, something like in retail, where I'm in a store, I have shrink, I got to get rid of, I'm looking on a phone, I'm in email, I get my email alerts in the morning, and now I know where to put my merchandise in the store in the morning, right? This is the way we're expanding it out to everyone in the organization, not just not just the people in this room, right? That know data. Okay, so we're in Pulse. Where are we now? Okay, but this is great. Okay, there we go. There we go. We actually have a Pulse that is telling us something. Salesforce close is trending down with high volatility, and it gives you actions for what we want to do next year. Okay, that seems all fantastic. But here we go. We connected to the same fact table. We're in Tableau Prep now, okay? And where we want to prep, we are at the table that we defined. We see all of our tables here, and I'm a data warehouse professional. I'm an analyst. I'm curating data for my organization, and I want to join it from another piece of data outside, or I want to join it from that Salesforce data that I created before, right? This fake data only went up to 2017. I want to join it on this data that I have externally to bring in. So I'm going to use our awesome new Delta sharing connector. It's going to ask me to grab that data. And again, this is just a config file for those who've played around with Delta sharing. It's exposed to, it gives the governance. Ooh, where am I want to go here? There we go. And you'll start to see us exploring the data look just like it is. So I have that recent stock data, that additional stock, so database, schema, and then the table. I'll grab that table information. And going back here, and there we go. We see that recent stock data. I'll drag it in. It already knows to drag it in. Thank you, Prep. I'm going to do a quick clean here. I know this is small. Tableau, or without, actually we do zoom. Fantastic, look at that. I didn't even know we did that. Okay, and so I want to create a calculated field because this didn't actually bring a stock ticker in, so I'm going to create another fake one here with symbol and CRM, save. All right, and you can see right here, we have data from the database of your choice. It could be Databricks, it could be something else, but it's external, it's shared with the organization, it's secure as you've taken that token and handed it off to someone else inside of the organization. I could do a join, I can output it to different data sources. I can write it back to my own Databricks environment, right? Or S3 or many of the other output, or just to your Tableau environment, right? So we can connect to a lot of different data, a lot of different ways, right within the Databricks ecosystem. Okay, and we could publish this all to Tableau online, right? And share with our stakeholders. Okay, so. And I only had one hiccup on the demo, so that's fantastic. All right. So, Accelerator. We just announced this right before the show, so if you want to go download it, you can go get up and running with your Databricks spend. So it connects right to your system tables within Databricks. You can see what you're spending, your DBUs, your which business units are working on, where the consumption is coming from. It is very cool. I highly recommend you go download it from our exchange and try it out. And we will be adding to this. We don't have query metrics yet, that performance query that we really want, so we're waiting on Databricks to get that, but as soon as we get the preview, we'll update the accelerator. And this is gonna be really valuable to all of you, I hope. So, with that, I would love to take any questions that you all have. And I didn't say it in the beginning, but thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being customers. Yeah, thank you.